speech is Be Prepared. Be Prepared by Fionnuala Anderson. Oh, sorry.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. Be prepared. You may have figured I'm going to talk about earthquake preparedness. I'm going to tell you right away that I am petrified of earthquakes. I would give away government secrets to stay out of them. And I'm very well prepared with everything you need for the 3 days. Your food, your water, your blanket, your candle, everything, medicine. But there are other areas you need to be prepared, much more importantly than those things. I'm going to tell you about that this morning. First thing that comes to mind where you really need to be prepared is if you're having a mammogram. Think about this. The breast is compressed between two sheets of metal. And after the northern quake, I went to have a mammogram. And I said to the technician, "Where's the trip lever on this?" And she said, "It's right here." And I said, "Let me see if I can reach it with my foot." So I did. And I could. She said, "Why did you ask that?" I said, "Because if the 8.2 hits, I want to get out of this." She said to me, "Good thing you asked, because if there's an earthquake, you're on your own." So that gave me more food for thought. Think about surgery. Your doctor has to be able to handle his fear of earthquakes. You don't think he's going to say to you, "Mrs. Anderson, we're going to do surgery on Friday, but if there's an earthquake, it's going to be pretty serious because I'm pretty afraid of those." They're not going to tell you that. So think maybe it's just something basic like liposuction, little vacuum under the skin, get rid of the fat, and all of a sudden you get a shaking in the building. The physician gets scared, out goes a kidney. But you can live with one kidney. Ideally, if you're going to have surgery, I think you ought to maybe have it in Arizona. Now, Florida, they have hurricanes. But the nice thing about hurricanes, you know they're coming, so you could schedule your surgery in Florida. But we don't know when earthquakes are coming. We're just walking along, having a good day. Bam! We're gone. And now, the big buildings downtown LA, I'm in construction, 40 stories up. Some of those buildings, probably all of them, they've been built by the lowest bidder. You're on the 40th floor, but they told us they're not going to fall. They're going to roll back and forth. Just roll. So you're up on the 40th floor, sitting at your desk, minding your own business. The building rolls, the glass goes out the building, rolls back, you're catapulted out the window, sitting at your desk. How can you be prepared for that, I ask you? Or how about if you're silly enough to be sunbathing at the pool on top of the high-rise? There are pools, you know. So you're out there in your bathing suit, relaxing, enjoying the sun, and there's just a little movement of the building, and then a little more, and then the water sort of, moves out of the pool and waves, and more waves, and just washes you off the building. I'm not going to go in high-rises in Los Angeles. I don't want to work in high-rises. When I have to go occasionally, I'm surprised I just don't have a heart attack. Of course, that would end my fear of earthquakes. And then I think to myself, who in their right mind decided to build a subway in earthquake country? Subways in Los Angeles. Now, if you remember, when they were building the subways, they decided that the cement wasn't thick enough. So they were falling apart before ever a train went through them. But they fixed that. The lowest bidder, he fixed it. And now the legend goes that the cement is thick enough in the ceiling of the subway to protect you. I'm sorry. I don't believe it. And also, wherever you are, you're supposed to have your earthquake supplies with you. Picture this. I've got my backpack. Believe me, I'm a member of CERT. I've got a complete backpack in my car and in my house. Now, if I'm going to go to the subway, am I going to have to pack the backpack on my back just in case? It weighs a lot. And we're going to be trucking it down, and it's not attractive. It's not attractive to backpack on your back. So now I've got the option of leaving the backpack in my car. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, if there's an earthquake, I won't be able to find my car because I won't remember my own name. So my suggestions, it is so important when you live in earthquake country to be prepared. 3-day supply, food, water, medicine, can opener, blankets, everything you need. It is so, so important. But the most important thing of all, ladies and gentlemen, along with being prepared for 3 days, is always know where the trip lever is.